Good morning, January 1st, 2021. And I can tell you with almost a 100% certainty that 2021 will be a better year than 2020. I'm not prepared to say by how much at this point in time, but I have a feeling it will be a better year. And I say that in spite of the fact that on January 6th, we have a GOP senator who, in partnership with a GOP congressman, I'm not sure who the congressman is yet, they're going to challenge the election results. That means that it's sort of like a filibuster, because when they challenge, all activities have to stop at the Senate or the Congress. His action will force lawmakers in both houses of Congress to take a vote on whether to accept the results of President-elect Biden's victory. This objection will not change the results. Biden will be president. And the Democrats, of course, will reject any objections in the House. And Republican senators have argued against an objection that will provide Trump a platform for his baseless conspiracy theories, claiming the election was stolen from him. So why is Hawley doing this? Because by doing this, he has put many of his Senate Republican colleagues in a difficult political position, forcing them to vote on whether to side with Trump or with the popular will of the voters. Now, Hawley told everybody on Wednesday that he was going to do this. This is not a secret. Now, Mitch McConnell, who I consider the most evil man in government, has privately urged Senate Republicans not to join the group of House members who are planning to object. And Senate Majority Leader John Thune argued against it publicly, prompting a rebuke from Trump on Twitter and the threat of a primary challenge. So it doesn't matter what's right. In Donald's mind, he won the election, and he is prepared to do anything to people and to the country to establish the fact that he won the election, despite the fact that in 59 out of 60 cases brought to the courts, without any evidence, all of those cases were thrown out. Leading Republican senators do not want their colleagues put in a position that they have to vote on this, because they recognize that this is a threat to the future of those people that might. It doesn't really matter which way they vote, actually. Somebody's going to be unhappy with them, and they're putting their jobs in jeopardy. And of course, the Republican leaders in the Senate don't want other senators' jobs in jeopardy, because then they might lose control of the Senate. So this is a real political battle with a lot of sub-issues and undercurrent. Now, McConnell is pushing hard for Josh Hawley not to go through with this, because he doesn't want to see any of his Republican colleagues voting against Trump. So this is a very sticky situation for Republicans, because if McConnell stays as the party's Senate leader, he will be probably the most powerful man in the country, because nothing gets done without McConnell's leadership in the Senate. And Trump will be out of office, but he's still in the minds of many, 74 million people who believe he should still be in office. In the minds of many people, he is their leader, not McConnell, not any other Republican. So I think it'll be very interesting when Trump has to leave the White House, how the nation reacts to Biden and his team and his efforts to straighten this country out. Will there still be 75 million people following Trump, even though he has no official status in the government? That is a tremendous conundrum, probably never before faced in this country. Now, Hawley's making this big ruckus because in Pennsylvania, the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania allowed the Pennsylvania election committee and workers to count ballots that supposedly had not arrived on time or were not within the limits of whatever schedule was set up. And the case went to the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania, and of course the Supreme Court ruled against Trump. And Hawley's claim is that the Supreme Court had no right to do that. The objection to those votes should have been straightened out in the state legislature. But apparently the state legislature didn't care. They were counting those votes. They allowed them to be counted. So it should have never ended up in the Supreme Court in the first place. But it doesn't really matter, because Hawley is determined to make a name for himself, and he wants to show off, and he's going to do it in spite of putting a bunch of Republicans on the spot, which just shows you the kind of people that get elected in this country. Hawley should think about his actions, because his actions are clearly undemocratic, trying to overthrow the rule of the people. The people. Over 81 million people voted for Biden. That should be enough. That should settle the whole issue. So I think that January 6th is going to be a wild day. And what I'm really afraid of is not the actions that take place in the House and the Senate, but the actions that may take place on the streets of this country, when many Trump supporters show up armed in various rallying spots around the country. Who knows what the hell is going to happen when that happens? So January 6th may become a historic day, and I hope that it's historically quiet. That's the best I can think of. Quiet would be wonderful. So have a great day. Enjoy the new year, at least the start of the new year, and I'll see you in the morning. Bye.